Hi there, it's Mark Carlson here. So this week's video, how to understand and hear God's messages. The easiest and most effective way by far. Come on in. So how do we get to hear God? You know, you've read it in the spiritual texts and the New Age stuff and religions. They say that God can speak to us, but what is the God that we're looking for? And I think that the easiest way to see this, and the greatest respect to all religions, if you found God via a religion, great. But the God I'm talking about isn't separate from us. The God that I believe in is one with everything, meaning that there is one energy that is God that contains everything, that is everything. Therefore, every expression of everything everywhere, every cell of everything everywhere is an expression of God, including you, including me, including every being and every life force and every inanimate object and everything anywhere, known and unknown, is an expression of God. So God is the one energy that has an infinite number of different expressions. And one of those expressions is the human form. And of course, if I am God, if you are God, and we're all God, then the easiest way to listen to God is to recognize that I am one with God first and foremost, right? So I've got to realize, so if I am God and everything's God, that means that I'm connected to everything. That means everything everywhere is always communicating with me to guide me, because we're all the same thing. We're all different expressions of the one thing that is God. And the easiest way to listen to God, to see God, and to hear God, and to understand the absolute perfect message that I need to get from the God force that I'm connected to, is to listen when somebody stands in front of me. Most people communicate and they wait for their turn to say something. That's what they're waiting for all the time. When is it going to be my turn to say something about me? Now, when we're doing that, we're not listening, right? We've got two of these and one of these. So we need to listen. We need to use these twice as much as this. Apart from when we're doing videos, of course. But, you know, if you stand in front of a being, of all the people on the planet, that one in front of you, even if you stood in front of them a million times before, of all the people on the planet you could be standing in front of, you're standing in front of that one. Now, your mind will tell you that you've got this, that, and the other to deal with, and you've got loads of stuff to do, and you can't listen right now. So we're used to just nodding our head at the right time or shaking it at the right time in agreement, so we look like we're being accepted by the tribe or by the people in front of us. But rarely do people actually listen, because listening means that you give your presence to, right? That means you are absolutely with the being in front of you. You're giving your presence to them. Now, what happens when you do that, when you absolutely listen? Because you're actually giving them energy, you give your presence to them. You're actually there with them, consciously there with them. So when you do that, you actually empower them, because you give them energy by giving your presence to them. And what they do in return is communicate. They are given energy to inspire thought and communication that will empower the person they're in front of. So if you listen, you'll get your messages. If you listen when you're alone and you're just present with the moment, life will talk to you. It will either drop a message in your thought system because you're present, not if you're thinking. I'm talking about being present with the moment, or present with the being in front of you. You'll either get, when there's no being in front of you, you'll either get the message dripping into your thought system from an inspired place that's higher than you, because you're in the present moment. Or you might hear somebody walking past saying something, or a radio presentation, or a song with the words on that gives you your message. But if you've got a human being in front of you, listen to them, because they will give you the message you need for you, because you're the one listening to it, right? And as I said, of all the places you could be and all the people you could be with, you're with that person at this moment. And if you'll just open your ears, you'll get the message you need, and it will be specific for you, right? So that's how you hear God, by understanding that God is showing up all the time with everything everywhere, but most importantly with people, because we're all God. So if we listen intently to the being in front of us, we get our messages. Have an absolutely fantastic day when you watch this. I look forward to talking to you again next time. Thank you so much.